Well, with watching people get destroyed with the whole RAPHAEL and Blade of Justice, there's a ton of people out there asking how this is actually built and how it's actually done. So I'm gonna go through today. I don't really have all the information, but have a pretty decent idea looking at the footage here of what's being used and how you should be going and equipping this stuff. Just know that if this is something that you do want to try, there's a lot of changes that need to be made, mainly because we build a lot around skill damage, and this is the complete opposite of what we want to do, and the fact that we're kind of focusing more on basic attacks, normal damage. But we know Blade of Justice, Revival Cape, and also the Dragon Ball Ring, which is good for helping with those basic attacks. She did go and use the Judgment Ring on it, not sure if they ran out of swap talismans or if this was intended, but if needed, 2 Dragon Ball Rings is a good way to go. We can also see the icon for the Bloody Grail out there, so we know that those are going to be slotted. But once again, back to the Proof of Glory, another one to help with those basic attack damages. So really it'll come down to what you can actually go and slot in the areas for based by the gear that you have. Now for the pets on this, we can see clearly there's the Slime King out there, there's also the Unicorn, and then there's even Elsa. And as far as the builds on these, where in the past we've gone basic damage reduction, skill damage reduction, and then switching over the Reaper, it's focused just on skill damage altogether. With this here, you're going to be wanting to focus on your basic attack damage. So think one that you probably haven't really picked up too many times, but trying to slot a whole bunch of those, and probably even some global attacks in there too, is kind of what's really making this thing shine. I'm not sure if this is the same for all 3 pets, but I at least saw the stats that were posted for the Slime King, and that pretty much matches up with it. When it comes to the mount on this, they're actually using Toffee. We can see this by every round there, getting that 10% heal. Now the Awakens, that's a little bit different. They are going for a Sphinx, they are going for a Roach, and then also a Catastrophe. For the artifacts though, I'm not really 100% certain what they're slotting for the main one. I looked through this a bunch of times, maybe I'm just not smart enough to spot it, but if you guys look at the footage here and you see it, put it down in the comments. But we know at least for the Awakened side of this here, they are using the Flying Knife, they are using the Muramasa, and they are also using the Spear of Thor. Clearly we know that they're using RAPHAEL for their Adventurer. I am seeing the whole Drunken Fist thing pop up here when they have a dodge, so I don't know if having that slotted inside PvP automatically means that you get that skill, if it's coming from somewhere else, but just something I noticed on that. The hero and brands on the other hand, we clearly saw Knight of the End in there, and we're also seeing the Ranger itself too. Now the actual legacy that was used on this is the Ranger Legacy. They pretty much said that they didn't need the combo or the counter, probably because the stats are so high from everything else, so that's why they're going with the Ranger to get that additional crit. Then for the brands, they're using the Wild Vulture out there, it looks like they're using the Stone Guardian, and then the Bone Club Golem for the combo, and then the Spike Club Cactus for the counter. They did say for some of the gems that they were using was a combo gem, and then even the spell shield gem, followed by some weapon crit gems in there too. I can only imagine that a lot of the other ones are going to be things like those normal attack damage boosts, the combo damage boost, damage to shielded enemies, enemies that are higher than that 70%. So, without really seeing them all there, I think just kind of knowing to build around these basic and normal attacks is really going to make this shine for you. But I'm pretty sure that probably everything they have slotted in these are just about max on it. So if you try this yourself, you may not see the same results. Oh, we can see that symbol right at the beginning too for the immune to crowd control for the first 2 rounds. But that's what I'm seeing out of this. I'm sure I'm probably missing some other things in there, but this is kind of what I could see from the footage. I know a lot of people don't really want to let their builds out. That's why everybody hides their stats and what they're using. So we got to kind of try to pick it apart based by the symbols that we can see. But I guess let me know what you guys think of this. Did you put stars in your RAPHAEL? And don't worry, there's still a little bit of time left in the underwater event. If you want to take a look and see what I got out of it, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.